For any nonprofit, donation data can really feel like a mountain you have to climb every single day. So today, we're going to talk about how to turn that mountain of information into a clear path forward, something that actually helps you drive your mission.
So let's just kick things off with a question that, well, it might hit a little too close to home. Is your donor data working for you, or are you working for it? I mean, if you've ever felt just buried in spreadsheets trying to make sense of it all, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
And that feeling, that sense of being totally overwhelmed, that leads us straight into what we call the donation data dilemma. We're going to really unpack the challenges that come from trying to track the absolute lifeblood of your organization, your donations, using, manual or just plain outdated systems.
And here's the really crucial point. Tracking donations by hand isn't just about tedious data entry, right? It's a huge administrative burden that pulls you away from what you're actually supposed to be doing, your core mission. And what's even worse, it creates these massive strategic blind spots. I mean, when you're just lost in the weeds, there's no way you can see the bigger picture.
Okay, but what if there was a better way to get that clarity? Well, there is. And that's where our next topic comes in. We're talking about a really powerful tool designed to just cut right through all that noise. It's called donor management software. So what is this stuff? It's pretty simple, actually. Donor management software is a system built for one main purpose: to help you effortlessly manage every single donation and turn all that information into clear, visual data that you can actually use for real strategic planning.
And honestly, one of the most powerful things these tools do is help you finally see that bigger picture. We're calling it the macro view. It's all about getting that 30,000-foot perspective on your fundraising efforts,
Just think about it for a second. What if you could spot your most important fundraising trends in an instant? Like in a single glance. No more digging through old files, no more running manual calculations in a spreadsheet. Just clear, immediate, actionable insight. And a simple visual, something just like this bar chart, does exactly that. I mean, take a look. You can immediately see the monthly patterns, you see the ebbs, the flows, and then boom, right there, a huge peak in giving in March. So the question instantly becomes, okay, what do we do in March? Was it the annual gala? That new social media campaign we tried? This is the kind of clarity we're talking about. And that clarity, that visual aha moment, it translates directly into action. Seeing that peak in March isn't just, oh, that's interesting. No, it's strategic intelligence. It's screaming at you, telling you what works. So now you can actually plan to replicate that success next year. This macro view, this is what lets you spot trends, understand your donors, and finally make strategic decisions based on real data, not just, guesswork.
But look, a high-level overview, that's only half the story. It is just as important to be able to zoom right in on the details. And that brings us to the micro view, where every single detail is managed. And yeah, this is the other side of the coin. What you're seeing is a clear, organized view of individual donations. You can see not just who gave, but what specific program they supported, their payment method, the exact date. It's all laid out perfectly. What that means is you can immediately send a personalized thank you to a donor for their specific contribution to the new community garden project. Nothing gets lost in the shuffle. And believe me, this is about so much more than just tidying record keeping. It means that every single contribution, it doesn't matter if it's large or small, is tracked and, more importantly, valued. This is absolutely crucial for your day-to-day operations, for building those strong donor relationships, and, let's be honest, for keeping your financial records accurate and always ready for an audit.
Okay, so we've seen the big picture, the macro view, and we've zoomed in on the micro view. Now, let's tie it all together and connect it to the ultimate goal, turning all this data into real-world impact. Because at the end of the day, that's what really matters, right? I mean, the contrast here is just night and day. On one side, you've got manual tracking. That's just data chaos. It eats up your time, and it forces you to always be reactive. But on the other side, you have management software, which gives you data clarity, it makes you work effortless, and it empowers you to build a proactive strategy for the future. This quote really gets to the heart of everything we've been talking about. Great software doesn't just manage data, it empowers your mission. It's all about transforming what feels like an administrative chore into a powerful, strategic asset that actually fuels your cause. So we'll leave you with this one final thought. With that administrative burden totally gone and with perfect clarity on all your fundraising, what could your organization truly achieve? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks so much for tuning into this explainer.